That was nice.
Don't worry. One day he'll warm up completely. I don't know when that day will be, but it'll be a day.
I'm excited for it.
All right, we ready for?
Yeah, I've been filming.
Oh, right.
Oh, nice.
Once Upon a Time in Hollywood. Quentin Tarantino. Good movie.
Yeah, the film stars Brad Pitt, Leo DiCaprio, Al Pacino. It's really just a bunch of people. Al Pacino, Margot Robbie, Timothy Olyphant. It's just Luke Perry. A bunch of really, really good actors, and it's about a actor and his stunt double that are slowly just going on the decline. They're not that popular anymore. So DiCaprio's character is desperately trying to find the right acting career, and Brad Pitt's just kind of along for the ride.
It's exactly what it sounds like. It's very on the mark. It's a slice of life movie about a washed up has-been actor trying to cope with the fact that he's a fucking washed up has-been, and his stunt double just trying to help him along, who has in fact coped with the fact that his heyday is long gone. Margot Robbie's in it. Honestly, every single part with her could have not been in the movie, and it would not have changed it. It would have made it less than fucking 30 hours long. My biggest complaint with the movie, I went into it expecting a Quentin Tarantino movie, and it didn't feel like a Quentin Tarantino movie. You watch Reservoir Dogs, Pulp Fiction, you watch Kill Bill, you watch fucking Inglourious Bastards. Feels like Quentin Tarantino. He's a very stylistic director. This movie, until the last 30 minutes, didn't feel very much like Quentin Tarantino. Just kind of felt like another movie.
I agree with that. I generally would be bothered by that, but I mean I was like a little bummed out that it wasn't as Tarantino.
Yeah, it's like over the top fucking.
Yeah.
Tarantino. There's like no other word for it. It's like almost goofy. It's like real fucking gritty. It's Tarantino. If you've seen any Tarantino movie, you know the feeling it consistently portrays.
Mm-hmm.
But this movie just didn't very much. I still liked it. It was an enjoyable movie. I would see it again. If you haven't seen it yet, I would recommend it. It was a fun time. It's a nifty little movie. And that last half hour is honestly fucking splendid. Real great. Really, it is just about as Quentin Tarantino as it can get.
That is very
in all honesty. It goes above and beyond the mark it tries to hit.
Yeah. The chemistry between DiCaprio and Pitt, I thought were really good.
They worked together very well.
I actually wish they were together more instead of the second acts where they were mostly just kind of on their own separate adventures and whatnot. But the first act and the third act I definitely think are the best parts of the movie.
Yeah, the first act is nice. It kind of introduces you to the character. Yeah. The second act, which is the longest, was honestly the weakest.
Yeah. I mean, it wasn't like awful though. It was just slower.
It was that was the part with Margot Robbie's character.
Mm-hmm.
She plays a real actress, a famous actress, and she goes to see one of her movies, and it's got to be 15 or 20 minutes of her just sitting in a movie theater. And really, that's pretty much it. Yeah. It just keeps cutting back to her, and she's watching her movie, she's saying her lines, she's doing her actions, shows her training with Bruce Lee. Which actually brings me to another point.
Oh, yes, that's right. I remember
did not like about the movie. I'm a big fan of Bruce Lee. I always have been my whole life. The movie kind of portrays Bruce Lee as an arrogant prick, which I don't know if he was or not. I don't think. I'm fairly certain he's always been portrayed as humble. He always seemed like a very humble person. He revolved around being a relatively humble guy. But a big thing is the respect he had for Muhammad Ali, which is one of the world's greatest boxers. And they start talking about him and how if he got into a fight with Cassius Clay, he would cripple him. And historically, he actually believed the opposite. He used to say that. He used to say that Muhammad Ali could probably tear him apart because Muhammad Ali was like fucking 6'3" or something.
Yeah, he's a big dude.
His hands were the size of fucking Bruce Lee. He was a little ass Asian guy. That was a big gripe I had with the movie. It's childish, probably kind of dumb, but I really like Bruce Lee. He's a cool dude.
No, I get that. It's like if you Tarantino's always had his kind of own style for like historical pieces. I mean, if anyone has seen Inglourious Bastards, I mean, that alone is entirely...
That is true.
Yeah, like, so... But then again, like, I don't understand why he would portray Bruce Lee in that kind of different way. Because he really was just kind of there just to prove how badass Brad Pitt was. But honestly, you didn't really need to do that. Like, yeah, you could have had them, like, fighting and stuff, and then both of them could have, like respected each other at the end. Like, you know, it was a good fight. Like, you didn't need to make Bruce Lee kind of a frat boy almost.
Yeah, it was kind of just a huge douchebag.
Yeah.
Yeah, really, other than that, I don't have much negative things to say.
Yeah, that's...
It was a fun movie. It was a fun movie to watch.
Yeah, it was a fun movie.
It's nice to sit down. There's a part that was actually, I believe, in the trailers. If you haven't seen the trailers, if you want to stay away from it, minor spoiler. Leonardo DiCaprio plays that little washed-up actor we were talking about.
Yeah, Rick Dalton.
And Rick Dalton. And a girl that he's in a show with leans over and tells him that something. I think it's that was the best acting I've ever seen.
Yeah, that is what she says.
And he starts crying, and it's honestly mega wholesome. I loved it.
That was really, really good. That was one of the things I really liked. I liked that you watched the shows and stuff that they were in as if you were sitting down in front of your own TV watching it, and then like it was almost like a behind the scenes of like what they were doing in between all the filming of the TV shows and all that. And I thought I really liked that part.
Yeah, that I remember watching, like, this stuck out to me, was watching him film the pilot of one of the shows. And he's sitting there, and it goes through it like you're watching the show. Mm-hmm. And another minor spoiler, he forgets his line.
Oh, I loved that part.
And that whole part, you get invested in the show. It's because it's not a short sequence. It's got to be 15 minutes. At least.
It's very lengthy. Yeah.
And that whole time, there's no evidence that you're watching it being filmed. It's like you're watching the episode or the show. It's actually really nice.
Yeah.
I liked that a lot.
That was definitely really, really cool. I kind of wish they did it a little bit more.
Yeah.
Instead of like, I wish the second act was more about Rick Dalton and Cliff Booth, his stunt double, than Sharon Tate. Like, I get Sharon Tate's supposed to be there because it's around the whole Helter Skelter Charlie Manson craze or whatever. But I mean, you didn't really need to, because I mean, in reality, all you got to do is just show Charlie Manson.
Yeah, and at the beginning, right? Like I was saying, just about everything. At the beginning, Rick Dalton's neighbor, famous director, shows up with Sharon Tate. Could have been like, hey, that's the director and Sharon Tate. They bring up the director anyway.
Yeah.
Then you could have taken every other part with Margot Robbie out.
Yeah.
Because I like Margot Robbie. She's a fantastic actress.
I agree.
I love her. She was unnecessary. Sharon Tate as a character was not useful for 90% of the movie. Except for, setting up what era we're in. And again, you could have been like, hey, Manson. The Manson family.
Yeah. Like, actually, they did that perfectly.
They did.
There's, I don't know. I mean, it's in the trailer. It's not even a spoiler at all. Because it all takes place during the whole Manson craze. But there's a scene where Brad Pitt and Manson exchange glances one time in the whole movie. It is the only time you see Charles Manson. And he looks at him, just waves, pretends like nothing happened, and he drives off. If they left it at that, and then the next thing you see is the last 30 minutes, would have been perfectly fine. Like, they didn't... Yeah. They could have mentioned Sharon Tate. They could have just had, Charlie Manson.
Allusion to Manson.
Boom. And then that was it. That's all they needed. Yeah. Because then you're kind of just like, all right, well, when's it going to happen? Yeah. That's it. And the whole time you're like, all right, what's going to happen? Because this is going to happen. And then right when it did, it was awesome. Yeah. I couldn't stop laughing because that's ridiculous.
That is... Spoiler. The last 30 minutes that we keep talking about is pretty much the last act of the movie. A bunch of shit with the Manson family happens. You get to see them.
Yep.
And it is as over the top fucking goofy
Tarantino-y.
Tarantino-y as it can be.
Yep.
And I loved that. It was
Oh, yeah.
amazing. I don't have much else to say about the movie.
No, honestly, I think we should just go, like, final, like...
What would you give it?
So after... Because we saw it, what about, like, a few days ago? It's been over, like, a week since we've seen it. And after, like, genuinely thinking about it, because when I first saw it, I agreed with you. I thought it was a 6. And I thought it, like, I really did enjoy it.
Yeah.
But, like, I think I have to give it... I mean, it's not, like, a drastic score increase, but I'd probably give it, like, a 7. Because, like, I can definitely go back to this movie again.
Yeah.
Over and over again, and definitely... Maybe there's things that I didn't notice last time. Kind of, like... I don't know, kind of tongue-in-cheek references to certain things. I tried to keep my eye out for that, but then every now and then, right when DiCaprio was on screen, or Brad Pitt, I was immediately like,
yeah, they were
only focused on them.
Their character was just, it was enthralling, you know. You get caught up very much into. Oh, I love that. Welcome back.
Solid.
Technical issues. I would, much like Brendan said, thought it over when I first saw the movie, gave it a 6. I would now, even less drastic score increase, give it a 6.5. I'd watch it again. I liked it. I feel like, there's probably a lot of references I missed. I didn't even notice he looked at Charles Manson. That's something Brendan just pointed out to me, and I would like to notice that. 6.5. It was good. It was better than average. It certainly was not very Tarantino-y until pretty much the end.
Yeah.
If I feel as though if the whole movie was more Tarantino-like, probably like an 8. I love Tarantino. But, actually, another fair point I forgot to bring up, I'll touch on very lightly. A lot of the movie has these moments that are about this close to going just completely the wrong direction.
Oh,
and because you go into it knowing it's a Tarantino movie, every single part of it you're like, that's gonna go bad, and it doesn't. Spoiler.
Yeah.
That's my thoughts on the movie. Subscribe if you want, like if you want, notification bell if that's a thing.
Yeah, I think that's a thing, yeah.
Fucking, I don't know, you live your life.
Thank you guys for watching.
John Favreau, add me on Snap, suck a baby. I love you. Quentin Tarantino, fucking you can have me too. I love you.